Welcome back. The purpose of government is the welfare and security of the people. That's the whole essence of government. And anyone who runs government ought to carry on that responsibility with great responsibility, with great sacredness, with great love and interest, and the fear of God, so that people will be happy. It's an interesting thing the way respondents brought it out, and I hope that it will even go down well in the hearts of our leaders, because that's why we want to talk about it, to see how Nigeria will be better, and Nigerians, the life of Nigerians will be better off this year than it was 2024, because 2024 was quite interesting. I did not think I heard any Christmas song on any media house. Neither did I see, my office is on the Ikeja, the Obafemi Awolowo House here. And year in, year out, we get assailed with music from the people who sell all these Christmas issues, making all whole bursts of noise. But that wasn't available last year, for only reason that indeed the economy was really interesting. But be that as it may, I'll let guest Pastor Yeshiji.
Sir,
You're welcome once more.
thank you very much.
Happy New Year once more.
Yeah.
Since I'm greeting you twice now, it means that my blessings will be double this year.
Sure. You can be so sure of that.
You had our correspondence. If we want to look at that issue of the essence of government being the welfare and security of the people, as provided for by section of the Constitution, 1999 Constitution. So what is the problem? And why is this issue, these particular provisions, not adhered to? That people are suffering to the extent that people will have to go around to a place where they are distributing food and, of course, meet their untimely deaths.
No doubt about it. From what we heard from the correspondents, they are telling us what is really happening. Even the government, they are telling us that things are like this is all over the world. But we want them to stop telling us it's all over the world. We want them to be thinking about what can I do to alleviate the problem that people are passing through. But this one is not only the government. We ourselves, we should see that we are doing something. Our correspondent made reference to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. If we can copy the discipline of that man, we will go a long way, because it was the discipline he had personally introduced to the party. That was the reason things were going fine. Somebody closer to that man told me that there was the first person to buy 2 cars. That in their ESCO meeting, he was asked to stand up and explain and where he get the money to buy the second car. But now, we are doing many things, complicating things. They will tell us they are trying, they are doing this, they are doing that. Is the almost even business now, the way they consider it in Nigeria, they introduce politics into it. They are ready to, that's why they were not doing what they were supposed to do. But like you said, in Proverbs, because we might look, we want people to believe, because we want things to get better in this country. The Bible says righteousness exalt a nation. Righteousness. So what we want the government to be doing what is right, the people to be doing what is right. If you, the president said he has given more money to the local government, to the state, but let them be righteous in sharing the money. Let them be righteous in handling all these things, so that it will be better, it will spread to everybody. Because it's only the politicians and those who are closer to them that they are enjoying the government. Yes. We want it to be properly spread. Let everything be done in the fear of God. Those who are in the office, let them be righteous in handling what they ask them to share. If they ask you to share it, don't put it in your personal account or in your friend's account or in your political allies account. This one will make we know that things are difficult. As we read the Bible, we saw that there was a time that things were very difficult, but people came to come together and think what to do, and they are doing it. You don't know whether to appeal to this committee, to this government. Let them, since they usually used to set up committee, let them set up a committee and begin to ask ourselves, why is it that we give you so amount of money and people are still talking? Why is it that we ask you to do this, and with the way we are seeing things, it look as if things are changing? And let this committee be sincere, and let's make up our mind that anybody that is not doing what we ask him or her to do is properly sanctioned. Now, our correspondent talk about Boko Haram, talk about all these things that are happening in this country. It is in this country. We say these are the people that are financing terrorism. Another country, they get them arrested, they punish them. Here, we are not doing anything. So it looks as if the way we are not righteous in handling what we are handling, the way we are handling government issues. I believe that if we can change both the government, we are every one of us, there is hope, and God will help us and see us through.
Yes, talking about God, those in government, do they have the fear of God with their conduct? Can one say that they have the fear of God? Where am I going? We hear a humongous amount of money. Again, it seems they are no more talking about billions anymore.
They talk about billions.
They are talking about billions.
Yeah.
And sometimes the billions are not even in naira, but in
dollars.
Yeah. And you can imagine when they get hold of billions of dollars and it gets into their, it gets back by way of they converting it, how much it will be. That is one. We won't add that to the issue of the foreign exchange market that is going awry on a daily basis instead of coming down, is going up. Can one link that up that yes, the politicians, do they have the fear of God in one, in ensuring that they don't deal in naira anymore in terms of their activities, but what we hear in the news every day is misappropriation of funds in the billions, and of course the dollar now going up. Can one marry those together and say yes, indeed the fear of God is not there, and that maybe we now begin to pray for these people, we the people now pray for those in government, that God will just touch their hearts so that they will now be honest with us, because that office they hold is a trust on behalf of the people.
I cannot say that they fear God. If there are people who fear God in this country, I'm not sure they are up to 30%. What they fear is the president removing them from their position. That is what I think people fear these days. There are things, to me, the problem of Nigeria is like we ourselves, we are the architects of the problem. We were told that in some countries, you cannot go there and spend another country's currency in that place. Here, they say there are some supermarkets, they sell in dollars. Those who sell out. And look at what happened during elections and primaries, because they were spending dollars. So the people have contributed. They don't fear God. All what they fear is what EFCC, and I'm not sure they are even fearing the EFCC. But I think it will help us if we can change, because we ourselves architects of our problem. You introduce all these things that you know it will give us problem, and you are not helping us to overcome it. So
we are the architects of our problem. And we hope that maybe when we come back the second time now, we'll look at those problems, how we are the architects of them, and how we are going to solve them. Because things can't continue like
this.
They can't continue like this. Look at it. Today is the 25th day. Of course, maybe some of us are saying ourselves for the first time, and we are greeting each other, Happy New Year. So, are we going, before we know it now, it will be end of 2025. January will be off, February, March, June, July, September, November. Again, we'll be in December. And things have not changed. It's still this, in fact, it may even get worse. But I don't think we'll allow it to get worse because it is in our hands. Our destiny in our hands, and we'll have to work around it to ensure that it gets better. We'll quickly go on a short break again, and when we come back, then definitely we will see how we can provide some solutions. And I know those in authority are watching and listening and seeing us, so that they will put pen to paper, get some ideas, and of course, put them to work so that it turns things around for you and I. Don't go away. Short break. Our guest talked about the architect. We are the architect of our problems. And I really agree with him solely that we are the architect. We are the cause. We are the one who make this thing happen on us by various ways. We, the people, are docile. We care less. We are not active. We don't ask questions. We don't engage our leaders. We don't talk with our leaders. We don't ask them questions. We just leave them. In fact, we see them as semi-gods, whereas they are there because we sent them on an errand, as it were. For you to confirm what I'm saying, when the elections are coming, they will come to you begging for your votes. Come and vote for us because we are running a democracy. Once that situation is triggered, that they come to you to beg for your votes, obviously there are 3 or 4 of them vying, trying to occupy, contesting. I'm using those words so that I will break it down, people will understand. For that office, amongst all of them that are now seeking your attention, like a woman, or like you, a man, who wants to befriend a woman and marry her, as it were, seeking her love, winning her love, and eventually marrying her, and of course you living together for joy, of course. Sometimes the marriage sometimes can go awry, like I experienced this morning that I had to intervene in the home, trying to settle them. So those people now come to you seeking your vote. You vote for them. In voting for them, they have taken your mandate that you have given to them, that they will do good. They will ensure that they protect your interests, to ensure that you don't suffer, and that, of course, government makes provisions for you. They now get to government. Instead of making provisions for you, they are making provisions for themselves. That is where you come in. Instead of they taking care of themselves alone, to your own detriment, without you being involved, without your own interest, you live in a shallow place, in squalor, the roads are bad, no water, no electricity, no security for you, whereas that's what they are supposed to fight for on your behalf. And that's have to change. And that's why I want to agree with my guests that all those things are what we call the problems that you have. And you are the one that is the architect. You are the one that caused it. So we want us to see how we can get ourselves out of this problem, how we can talk, and how we can get good things of government that government will provide for us. Of course, before I forget, and he will address it too, government sometimes will provide some infrastructure in that your environment, in that your community. One, you may misuse it, or you don't even look at it. The contractor just abandon the place, do the job in a shoddy way or do it halfway and leave it. And at the end of the day, you are the one that is going to suffer. All these things are what are the challenges that you caused and brought upon yourself. So, Pastor, how do we get around and get out of this issue, this architect that we, this problem that we are the architect? How do we get out of it, sir?
We're believing that this is one way, the way we are discussing it. Mm-hmm. At least we're having impact. People are hearing that you yourself, you are the problem of yourself. If we can start to think about what to do, sometimes some people say we don't believe in prayer. Even if you don't believe in prayer, because we are praying because we believe God can touch the heart of those who are in power and they can be doing what is right. But if you feel that you can touch them without prayer, please go ahead so that they themselves they can change and start to be doing the right thing. But we got the biggest problem. We need to think about it. We all knew that Gani Fawehinmi used to fight for people. When he wanted to become the president, I know Yoruba will say, that is no money. So we are those who even want to help us, we are not voting for them. We are not going with them. We disagree with them. So we need to think twice and to change our orientation and to know that we can help ourselves. We can help ourselves. Because once we force them into power, it's not easy. They will be using the government powers and things to frustrate us, to suppress us, or to, in one way or the other, so that we will not be able to talk. But we need to think twice. And those who are in office, begin to do what is right. In your office, if you want to carry fire, don't demand for money. If you want to fix a transformer, don't create a problem. We created problem for ourselves, and it's making things to be more difficult. People will say, those who have gone there, have not been there before, they've chopped everything. If I have the opportunity, I'm going to do the same. So we are behaving as if we do not know that we are bringing problem for ourselves. So if we can make up our mind, this nation, it will be better in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. But we need to change. We need to stand fast where you are. Things may be difficult, but ask for God's grace to be doing what is right, to stand for what is true. It will help us to go a long way. If you hear how much is given to SCDA, given to local government, given to this, you will see that one way or the other, they are giving out something. But what we also discover is that if a certain amount is due for a particular area, what they will say is that out of this money that is due to you, you must bring percentage to us to furnish party, to make the party to go well. So when they give you part of it, you yourself are not doing what is right. So you yourself will cut out of your own, and what the money is meant for will not be done at the end of the day. But if we all can make up our mind and know that righteousness exalts a nation, we will stop being the act. Ask yourself, this thing I want to do, will it move this country forward, or it will be? Ask yourself that question and be sincere to yourself. This thing I am doing, or everything that we are doing in this country, other people do it in another country, they are enjoying it. Once we do it in our country, it will take us back. We need to change. Each and every, those in government, we ourselves that are out of government, in church, in everywhere, let's make up our mind that we will be doing what is right. We ask ourselves question, this step I want to take, will it add to this problem, or will it reduce the problem of this country?
It will help. Want to take. I'm happy again the way you brought this idea that is in my mind. So marry it together. The steps I want to take. I don't have money in my pocket. I learned that the honorable is around.
It's around.
We have meeting. Honorable have not paid my school fees, the school fees of my children, or we don't have money to feed, or that my wife just got gave birth to a baby and we don't have any money. We call it tokenism in our own system that we work with. Is that a great idea? Going to asking for money individually. Sometimes you see a lot of people are added in a case. And of course, during the time of Adedibu, I guess, yes, Adedibu, they call it the Amala politics. And of course, the same way, what was his name? The Saraki, Shola Saraki. Yes. Same thing he used to put that. That's the politics that they play. And of course, Fayoshe now gave it a better name now. He said stomach infrastructure. We go for stomach infrastructure, or we go for community, state, or national infrastructure, where it will happen and make things work for everybody. looking at the humongous amount of money that the political class handle?
I think our political leaders, they created problem for us. Because I start asking myself, why must I come to you before I do this? Why don't you make the things available generally? Through empowerment.
Creating opportunity
for everybody
for me to work, to have my money,
in
to
other,
now feed myself.
In other part of the world, we are told that if they want to empower you, it can come straight into your bank account.
Yes.
But in our own case, we carry this money, we give to Emma. We carry this money, we give to the people, we give to politicians. That's why we need to run there in the money. And that's why we are compelled to do whatever they want us to do, whether it is good or bad. Because one way or the other, they have been able to cover us up, just strangle us to the point that we need to come to them before we get anything. Why is it that you say, the government will say, we are setting so billions apart for that constituency to be taking care of the people? Why are we doing like that? We are doing like that so that it will be easier for us to control the people, to tell them where to vote, how to vote, where to go, and where not to go. So that's why they tactically introduce this type of system that will be going to them, will be going to those who are in power. So if before you take your breakfast, you have to go to somebody in the morning and you take breakfast there, and he gave you some money or some amount of money to go and spend at home, even if you know that he's a bad man, he will tell you, vote for me. You are not voting for him because he wants to do good in the country, but you don't want the way you are getting money to close. So they also created a problem to compel us to take a road that is not good for the country and it's not good for the people.
Political class.
That's the political class.
So they created a trap.
It created a trap.
And the people now start falling into it.
We say, give 200 bags of rice to one senator. If you bring that 200, normally he's going to first of all think about his political allies. Yes. From there now, it is when those people and human greed that you cannot satisfy. You can't satisfy.
Pastor, you are in this period.
You can't satisfy human greed.
I guess I wrote some few things down that I want to be bringing out.
Okay.
And I'm sure you can't read it. You can't see it from.
I can't see it. Yes.
Well, you are just bringing it out one by one. Human greed, as
you cannot satisfy human greed. Jesus said it. You cannot. But if you have 500 million, you are still stealing from those people that have 50 naira, 50,000.
I'm sorry. We are just this last point. This human greed, can't it be subsumed? Can't it be put down, since they are now working for the general people, so that they are representing everybody? So what goes for everyone should go to everybody, not that they will take what belongs to everyone and now put it
there. Okay.
Can't it be done?
That's why we are seeing, as a politician, as a political leader, think this decision I am taking, is he going to make this country to move forward, or will make me and my family to move forward? Because this issue of greed is only God that can help us. You see people, they say they have 10 houses. They are looking for the 11th one. They have 100 million. They want to add to it. They can even go and steal. Look at the money they are stealing. Some people have more than enough. Still, they go to steal because human heart is never satisfied. It's a deep that you cannot fill up. It's only God that can help us. And where this greed is not checked, where it's not looking to, we will be going from fry pan to, but that's what we are praying, that this one should not continue. We should see what to do. Sometimes they say they are doing seminar. I don't know what they say in the seminar. I don't know what they tell themselves in the seminar, but maybe in the seminar, let them be talking about greed, about how to rule with the fear of God. I think from there, we may have a headway to move forward, but greed is the one that is destroying everything. Sometimes I also think that what normally gives us trouble is that some people don't have the ability and capability to do what is right. One way or the other, we have put them in position. He has nothing upstairs to do what can help the people. So he is just there.
So
And I
here is that you cannot give
what you do. And I learned that politician knew sometimes that this man has no sense, but he can be useful for, we will put him there, who will be collecting the money. So these are things that God will help us to deliver us in
maybe
this.
now, in rounding up, we just want to look at, maybe it will be a topic for another day, but maybe we'll just scratch it. The political recruitment system in this country. How we recruit our political leaders. We thought from it that people who don't want, in fact, I like the angle you brought it, that some people don't want that little token that they get not to dry up. So they continue to follow and to vote for those people who gives them tokens.
Of course, yeah.
And of course, it's because they know that if those people get back to power, their tokens will not stop. So is that a good way of life?
You see, in this country,
and should we continue
we shouldn't.
In this circle?
We shouldn't. You see, in this country, God has given us a better example. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was the one.
Okay.
We were told that he will go and look for people. You go to university in those days that this professor can do what is good.
Okay.
This one can do what is. Now, we are looking for those who have money who can be able to bribe the electorate.
Okay, then. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, sir.
Next week or next time when you come, I hope you'll be able to hold your thoughts, or I hope I'll be able to refresh your thoughts so that you carry on that way. I like the way you've landed it. Those who will be able to bribe the electorate, because we have seen a whole lot of things in that regard. That's how much you can go this week, looking at the state of the nation. And I hope that is a great topic. We'll continue this series. It's going to be a series for some time now, because we want to look at our problems. Because if we're able to look at our problems, then we'll be able to think of the ways of how to solve them, the way to solve them, the solutions to this problem. We can't continue like this and think that things will change. We have to bring ways to changing it so that it will be better for us. Till next week, this is our topic for today. And I want to thank our guest pastor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, sir.
I'm grateful. Thank you for inviting me.
It's a great insight into our challenge. And I hope that some of us will go home and chew it. And of course, when we come next week, we'll look at another angle to our challenges of the state of the nation. Till then, be on the side of the law.